Welcome to the Empowerment Podcast. My name is Harry King Holmes, the #1 performance coach for women in leadership in business looking to lose 20 to 50 pounds and 2 to 3x their sales. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. If you are a woman coach, consultant, speaker, you're a busy entrepreneur, and you are walking around with 20 to 50 pounds of extra weight on you today, and you're a leader, like you lead your audience, you lead your clients when you step on stages, virtual stages, events, in person, and if you think that these extra 20 to 50 pounds is not affecting your sales performance, like you got another thing coming. It is definitely affecting your sales performance. And it's not saying that like you're not effectively selling like currently, right? But being a leader, being an entrepreneur, the whole point is to like get better every single year, right? Like your business should be growing by at least 10% every single year. If it's not growing, then it's dying, right? And how it grows is by, yes, personal development, but also like you increasing your sales performance. And a lot of people think that their health and their fitness is not affecting their ability to perform inside of their business.
Well, do you think that they think it's not affecting it, or they are ignoring it, and by like they are consistently making themselves busy and getting, okay, let me hit these KPIs, let me get on this, let me go do this, to ignore the responsibility that they have? Like, do you think that they think that it doesn't matter, or that they're not doing the thing?
Yeah, I think they find ways to compartmentalize, like this issue. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, if I do this, then like, if I overcompensate for the other things that I got to do in my business, and I put other things first and I put me last, then sometimes it's like, we all do this. We feel like if we do certain things that we're not being selfish. And if we put ourselves first, that we are being selfish, right? But whose name is on a business license?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you sign contracts, like whose name are you signing? You get what I'm saying? Like you're signing your name. You are the asset. You get what I'm saying? So eventually you're going to cap. Your performance and your results are going to cap, and then you will have no choice but to face the thing that you've been ignoring. And from a leadership standpoint, like one of the things that I do for myself, and a lot of things that I teach for my clients, right, is the things that you are insecure about, let's work on that. You get what I'm saying? Right? So if you're insecure about like your weight and how you look and your energy, imagine the type of impact that you will have, imagine the type of impact that you will have, right, if you become a lot more secure in that area. Are you going to sit here and tell me that is not going to increase how you persuade prospects when you're on a Zoom call, right? It's not going to increase how you persuade like your audience on social media when you're showing up on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, right? When you're on stages speaking to the audience and you have another offer outside of like what you do on stage, like of course it's going to impact that in a positive way. It's not saying that you aren't, listen, whatever you're doing right now is what you're so used to doing, and that's your comfort zone. You don't know how it feels when you perform when those 50 pounds are off. Like when people think of the word sell, sometimes people get triggered by that word.
Yeah.
But like we're always selling.
Yeah, selling yourself.
Yeah, if you're a leader, you're always persuading people to go in the right direction. That's all sales is. So if whatever you do as a business owner, as a coach, consultant, or speaker, this is something that you're passionate about, and it's something that you're good at, and it's something that is transformational, right? So when you come in contact with people, right, your objective is to persuade them in the right direction.
Influence.
Persuade them, influence them in the right direction.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And you already know that like what you do and what you have is transformational, right? So the word sell is just something that's associated with business, right? But the real thing behind it is like you're selling all the time. You're always persuading people in the right direction, and when it comes to like your weight loss journey, this is also you leading by example
Absolutely.
because they see you as the authority. You get what I'm saying? So this will just increase your confidence and your conviction to continuously lead people, persuade people, and sell at a higher level. It is definitely affecting your sales performance,
Yeah.
right? At the end of the day, it is. You know, um, when we talk, if you're on a Zoom call, people need to feel connected to you,
Yeah.
right? And the only way to do that is to feel good about yourself. So if you're on a Zoom call and you tired, you ain't got no energy, right? Because you had a donut and some coffee with a bunch of sugar in it for breakfast, right? Like, yeah, like if you had a much more nutritional breakfast, you will be like when you get on your Zoom at 10 a.m., right? Most definitely, that will immediately increase your sales performance over time because you will be like performing at your highest level.
Okay, now that they have identified the problem, I'm not showing up as my full self, my full authentic self. Like, what are you telling them to do first?
First thing, what we got to do, right, is help them see where the gaps are in their day. A lot of them think that they have to sacrifice like time in their business, sacrifice time with their family, right? So in order to, lose the weight and stuff like that. And one of the first things I do when I start working with like these women that are coaches, consultants, and speakers that need to lose 20 to 50 pounds, right, is I audit their entire day for the
Yeah.
entire week. You get what I'm saying? Because yeah, sure, I can tell a person to do this, do that. But what I want them to see is I want them to see their own gaps in their day,
Yeah.
right? You don't need to work out for an hour. We can definitely, without you taking any time from your family or any time from your business, we can definitely fit in 30 minutes of a workout 2 to 3 times throughout the week, right? And a lot of people don't, when it comes to like eating well, a lot of people think that grabbing like the coffee and the donut at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts is fast, right? Like it's like, oh, I'm short on time, so this is something that I need to do, right? I guarantee you, it's a lot of things that will cost you not as much and give you a higher quality of nutrition, and it's not gonna cost. And it cost you a look like less time actually.
Yeah.
Things that you can do at home, right? Save you time and give you more energy and more focus and more mental clarity so that when you get on your Zoom at 10, you can perform at a higher level, right? So, but before I give them that game plan, I want them to see the gaps in their own day. And I had a client the other day, she was like, thank you for doing this because I already see the times where I'm emotionally eating.
Yeah.
And even though I stopped and I grabbed that Garrett's popcorn, that's what she said she had, right? She was aware of what she was eating and why she was eating it. So the next day, right, when it was time to do it again, she knew like exactly like what to do without me telling her exactly what she needs to do. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like she already like then on Monday we're gonna give her the game plan, but she's already aware of like where the gaps are in her day from a time perspective, but also from an emotional perspective as well, right? Because a lot of times as busy business owners, we will eat out of emotion. But what you want to do is you want to eat out of performance, not out of emotion. You get what I'm saying? But first, the person has to become aware of that they are actually emotionally eating so that they can actually change, stop that bad habit, and start building the better habit towards the better result that they want, right? So, to answer your question, we audit their entire day so that they can see the gaps in their own day.
Yeah. So, like, what do you think about the win women?
The what?
Win women.
What do you mean? Like, explain that.
I will start taking care of myself more consistently when I get this contract, when my kids go to school, when, like,
Yeah.
when, always just, I'm going to start focusing on my fitness when this contract is over, when I'm done with this, when, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's a win women.
So it's like, but you got to have the winner's mentality first, right?
Yeah.
In order to have the winner's mentality, we are winners today. So you have to start acting as if it is already today in order to actually get it. Like you can't wait until when you get the contract because you becoming like the woman that you need to become, you have to start doing things that that woman is doing today in order to actually like have the habits of that woman. That's all you need to do, is you need to have the mindset and the habits of that woman and the character of that woman. So the only way to do it is to build the habits, build the character. And that starts today. So act like you heard today.
Absolutely. And I think that, I mean, we can all be guilty of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, like I'm gonna be able to focus on this when this is over, when
Yeah.
this is happens. But then once we, kind of nip it in the bud and we start to recognize that this has become a pattern in our life and we are not consistently reaching our
Yeah.
personal goals because everything is focusing on the professional, and now your health is deteriorating every single day.
Yeah.
We just have to say, you know what, something is gonna happen after that. After that contract closes, something's gonna happen. After I finish this project with this organization, something's gonna happen again. After my kids, go to middle school, they're gonna have to go to high school.
Yeah.
So we have to just tell ourselves, like, forget the when, I'm just going to do it today. And like, I have to, like, this is a huge elephant, but the only way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time.
Yeah.
So we just take it one day at a time and say, it's not about when, my life is stable and my schedule is consistent, or it's more flexible. It's just like, how do I consistently put myself first at the top of my day or the middle of whatever it is? How do I put myself first so that I'm giving from my overflow. I'm serving from my overflow. I'm serving with my full capacity because I gave to myself first, and there's not all this resentment on this project when they email you about this, when you got to take your kids to soccer, all the things. So it's like when we eliminate the win, it's like we remind ourselves there's always going to be something. Why? Because life be lifing.
All the time.
So forget the win and just do it today, but don't feel like you have to change your entire life in one day, 24 hours. Like, it is not possible. But just say, like, okay, what can I add?
Mm-hmm.
What can I add? Do I have not been drinking enough water? Let me add some water. Tomorrow, let me add something green to my plate. Tomorrow, the next day after that, let me go to bed earlier.
Yeah.
And then I'm building. I'm brick after brick after brick after brick after brick. And then I don't have this win in my mind.
Yeah.
Because when that thing comes up, it's like, okay, I got to carve out 20 to 30 minutes for myself, and then I'm going to have more energy. I'm going to sleep better. I'm going to do all these things better. I'm going to show up in that boardroom, and I'm going to close this deal.
Right.
Because I didn't wait for life to get easier for me to start enjoying it and me to start maximizing my full potential.
Facts.
Forget the win.
And one thing, I'm glad that you said that. I'm not going to wait until.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. If you're a coach, consultant, or speaker, and you are leading people, if you come across something that's difficult, you have to face it and you have to be able to get over it, because guess what? You're going to have a client or a prospect or somebody who looks up to you that is going to face that same exact hurdle.
Absolutely.
And from a leadership standpoint, you have to overcome it. You have to be able to solve that problem, because the reason why you're in this position is because you solve people's problems. I'm not telling you that you need to be, responsible for every single problem, but you'll just be able to properly lead somebody the more hurdles you're able to jump.
Yeah.
And that never stops. I don't care what level you're at, 6 figures, multi 6 figures, 7 figures, multi 7 figures, 8 figures, it don't matter, right? When you face a hurdle, from a leadership standpoint, you need to be able to jump over that goddamn hurdle, so that when your clients face that hurdle, you're able to, coach them and consult them through that problem because you've done it yourself.
Just pull from your bag. Like, you know what? I went through this. Let me help you navigate it easier.
Yeah.
Let me just get it in my bag real quick.
Yeah. And you can do
I
it
got
with
you.
conviction. You can do it with conviction versus having to always feel like an imposter every time you need to help somebody through a problem. The only reason why you feel like an imposter is because, one, you haven't solved the problem for yourself, or two, you haven't solved the problem for somebody else.
Exactly.
And that is part of persuading, which is part of sales. And yeah, if you feel better with your weight, with your confidence, with your energy, it will increase that over time. Like, I've never seen it not happen. Never.